Okay. Yeah. So good evening to all. My name is Chetan. I am currently pursuing my third year BTech in Presidency University. So recently, maybe 1 or 1.5 years ago, I installed LinkedIn and I started using LinkedIn. So I did not know much about LinkedIn, and I thought it is just another social media platform where you can meet and connect people. But then as I started exploring more and more, I got to know about how LinkedIn is a gift or a boon to professionals who are either starting their career fresh, or who are already in the industry and trying to shift their careers, or anything such as anything like that. So it is a gift for professionals. So I wanted to share my views with all of you. So I made this small presentation. So let us start off with uh, okay. So let us start off with what we are going to learn in this presentation. So basically, we'll go through what is LinkedIn first, and then we will see what is it used for, and how does it work, what is the methodology, and what are the advantages over other social media platforms that LinkedIn has, and what it offers to the professionals, and how to use it effectively when you are a budding professional. Let's say you are either a student or you have just graduated and you have started working in the construction industry or any industry as such. So, how to use it effectively. So, there are three key points that one should keep it in mind. And let us also, see the key features of LinkedIn that we get when we are using. So, let us start off with what is LinkedIn? So, LinkedIn is basically a business and employment oriented online service. So, it provides a platform where the people who want to provide jobs, that is the employers, let's say a company or any startup or any employers as such, they want to give jobs, and the people who want jobs, people who are ready to join the industry, the basically the employees. So this LinkedIn provides a platform for these two to connect. Okay, so LinkedIn works in a both website and a mobile application. The best thing is it is free to use and it is accessible to everybody, so there is no limitations. When it started out in 2003, it had just 10 users, and it was so popular that just within 1 year, it gained around 1 lakh users. And as of 2020 January, it has 690 plus million users in the entire world. So it is one of the most popular social media platforms among employers and employees. So what makes LinkedIn different from other social media platforms? We will look at that in the next coming slides. So what is it used for? Basically, LinkedIn is used for professional networking. So networking mainly refers to uh, the process of connecting to industry professionals or connecting to new people whom you do not know personally. Okay, so this is purely professional, so there is no personal contact as such. So when you go and reach out to people who are already working in the industry or who have already made a good name in the industry, when you go reach out to them, it is called as professional networking. So in LinkedIn, basically, it is just a simple process of employers posting jobs, and the job seekers, they post their resumes or CV. By building a really good profile, they gain the attention of the employers. LinkedIn nowadays is also used for personal branding, where let's say a person who is a freelancer or he is starting his own company, he or she would like to start by personal branding. That is, they would like to make a good image of themselves and then start out with marketing their product. So that is a really good way of introducing a new company or product into the market, where you just make yourself a personal brand and then sell the product. LinkedIn is also used for advertising, and it is also used for sharing industry updates. So if you want any latest news and trends and updates, you should reach out to LinkedIn, and you should go and follow these really important and influential people in your industry. So they will be very active on LinkedIn, and they post timely updates. So it is very good means of taking information about your industry and the latest trends and updates. So next up, we will see how does LinkedIn work. So LinkedIn it's very simple. Basically, any user who wants to join LinkedIn has to create a profile and keep it up to date. So creating a profile, it has a few guidelines. I mean, it has many categories to be followed, and you just have to keep it update and gain the attention of these employers by building network, by making connections. So these connections are very, very important. They are not like your Facebook or Instagram request. These connections represent the real world professional relationship. So if you connect with a person on LinkedIn, it does not necessarily mean that you know them personally, but it builds that professional relationship between you and the person who you have connected to. So this is really important when you are reaching out to new people in the industry, or you're trying to get their attention. So building network is really, really important part when you're coming fresh into the LinkedIn. So you can get in touch with top professionals in the industry. It is very simple. You just find out who are the top influencers and who are the really experienced people in your field, and you just get in touch with them by connecting to them. So, what are the advantages that LinkedIn provides over other social media? So, the main problem with today's world is that people who want to provide jobs, that the employers are on LinkedIn, and people who want jobs, those are the employees and students, they are active on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. This is a huge mismatch. It is almost like if you want to, let's say, buy a phone, and you go to the clothes shop and you ask him for a phone, and he says we don't sell phones, and then you start complaining about the fact that India does not have enough phones to sell. Okay, so the same thing is happening in India right now, where many civil engineers are not finding the right platform to make the name or to gain the attention of these employers. So they are on Instagram and Facebook trying to get likes on their picture, whereas these employers are on LinkedIn trying to get talented and really good civil engineers. There is a huge demand for civil engineers in the industry, but just that people are not able to direct their energy and their knowledge in the right path. So LinkedIn provides a great deal of advantages over other social media platforms, as it is dedicated only for professional service. So it filter out all the unnecessary things, like posting a picture of yourself, posting status, etc., etc. So it filters out all those. It allows you to have important business connections. So it is very, very impossible, let's say, to be able to connect to an entrepreneur or a very successful industry professional through Instagram or Facebook. Whereas on LinkedIn, you just have to have a really good profile to be able to gain their attention, and you just send a connection. So LinkedIn provides this absolutely amazing feature that lets you connect to very important business connections. It You can also choose to connect with the professionals of your particular industry. So in the search bar, you can search the people who are, let's say, in construction industry or infrastructure or real estate or environmental. So you can connect with them specifically by choosing the industry. So you can also reach out to people who view your profile. So in other platforms, you don't know who has seen your profile or who has shown interest in looking at your profile. But on LinkedIn, it will show who has interest in looking at your profile, where they are from. Is there any common points between all those people? You can also get updates about the industry from senior experts. As I mentioned, that you can go follow them, get connected with them, and they keep posting these updates and trends very regularly. One of the best example is our own beloved Mr. Ashok sir. So you should definitely get connected to him because he is very, very active on LinkedIn, and he keeps posting these regular updates and job requirements, etc. So let's see how you can use LinkedIn if you are a student or a budding professional who is just starting out in the industry. So there are three or four main key points that is to be followed. The first one is to build a staggering profile. So this, when you install LinkedIn and when you're fresh into the LinkedIn, it is very important to start by at least spend 2 or 3 days completely in building a really good profile. So to start off with, you have to choose a professional formal picture. Uh, it shows that you are past the student phase and now you are ready to become a professional. Okay, so it is very important to choose a formal profile picture, and also the background photo. It is suggested that it should not be any movie quotes or sceneries. Put some pictures which are related to your industry. Let's say if you are interested in building information modeling, put some pictures of your projects or put some pictures about information about BIM. And you should also include a very attractive and very good headline. So headline is what defines you in 2 sentences. Okay, in interviews and all, they ask explain about yourself in 1 or 2 sentences. So this headline is the second thing that comes in the search bar besides your name. Okay, so the people cannot identify you or recognize your strengths and capabilities by your name, but they can definitely judge you by your headline. Okay, so it is very important, and very you should keep it as your first priority to think of a really good headline. The fourth one is the amusing summary with attractive buzzword. Summary is basically what you're currently doing, or what are your past, what achievements have you done, and what are your career goals. So this is very important, that you should include your career goals in the summary, because uh, your goal or your future is something that you can control. Okay, your past is done, you cannot change anything from your past, but you can control your future. Okay, so the employers will be very interested to know what plans you have in the coming 5 or 10 or 20 years, and what is your mindset about achieving your goals, etc. So it is very important to create an amusing summary and use attractive buzzwords. So buzzwords can be anything, such as these new trending concepts that are coming up, are catching up with the industry, such as let's say facade engineering or project management, construction management, or building information modeling, etc. So keep in mind to include these in your about or summary section. LinkedIn also allows you to list your strengths as skills, and you can have it endorsed by people. So endorsement basically means that they are agreeing with you that you have or you possess that particular skill set. Okay, so it is as important as it is to list your skills and have it endorsed at the same time. So you can also include your education and experience. This will allow you to have more and more common things between your connections. Write informative articles. So this writing articles has two or more than 2 or 3 benefits. So when you're writing an article, you have to do a lot of research on the topic. You have to know a lot of things. You should know statistics. So this will improve your research skills and your knowledge base. And also when you're writing, it will improve your writing skills. Okay, and it is very easy to gather a person's attention by just writing a really good article and posting it on the featured section. Okay, so this is the profile of our Mr. Ashok sir. So he keeps updating every day about new things in the industry, etc. And he has also put all the certificates that and the word of appreciations that Prayojana Institute has got from many other major institutions. So it is important to write articles, and the eighth one is request for recommendations. So recommendation is basically getting you have heard about the statement of purpose when you're doing the post graduation. So it is basically the digital form of statement of purpose where people where influential people, let's say people such as the boss of your company or the head of the department of your college, they come to your profile and they write about you, that you have a really good character, you have really good skill set, and you are worthy of being hired at a very good position, etc. So it is, so make sure you get very good recommendations from influential people. And you should also show that you are active by posting regularly. So it is not okay if you just create a profile and leave it then and there. Okay, so you should show that you are active by posting very regularly. Just share whatever you think is helpful for your connections. Just or you whatever articles you write, you just share it on your post, or you keep posting regularly about updates, anything as such, just to make people aware that you are active. Okay, you're not dormant. So next is follow relevant companies and professionals. This is very, very important. That is overlooked by most of the people, because whatever you follow, the companies and professionals and topics will be listed as your interests in your profile. Okay, it won't be visible to you, but people who are visiting your profile will see this section and give a lot of importance to it, because they will know that what kind of professional you are, or what interests do you have by seeing your interest section. Okay, so it is great to always follow this leading companies and the CEOs of that companies on LinkedIn. And it is very good habit to upload your resume in the about section. So this clears out the headache of the professionals or employers who, if they find your profile, they don't have to text you and ask for the resume. Okay, if they find it directly on your profile, you already cleared the first level, so you have made sure that the resume has reached them. Now if you have a really good resume, then definitely you have gained their attention, and you have more chances of being contacted by the HR or whoever that person is. So you can also keep in touch with industrial experts and potential employers. As I said, you can keep in touch with these people who are very influential in the industry, or people who have just started a new company and they might be looking for employees. So you can keep in touch with them. You can gain their attention by sending them connection requests and messaging them. So all you have to do is just send your article to them and ask what they think about it, and what are their views on the article. Okay, so by this you are also gaining their attention and also improving your knowledge base. So definitely they will give you inputs about how you can make it better. So this is a two-way advantage. And also update your contact info. So whether if a person wants to contact you through email or phone, they can just directly see your contact info and reach out to you. So the second part of how to use LinkedIn effectively is to build a professional network. Okay, so as I said, the main advantage of LinkedIn is you can connect with professionals or CEOs of big companies and CEOs of startups, etc. So you can get connected with these people. While you're sending connection requests, you can send and you can add a small note. The note can be anything. Let's say you saw their profile and you saw something interesting that you want to know more about. Add that in the note. Or you attended their live webinar or online session, add that as a note and send the connection request. It increases the probability of them accepting the request. Okay, you can also keep in touch with them regularly by sharing posts that are relevant to them. Okay, so let's say they are in the industry of building information modeling, and you see some very interesting information about building information modeling, so you can share that to the professional. So this will help you create a really good rapport with them, while also uh, increasing your knowledge base. So you should send very thoughtful connections by focusing on your industry. Okay, it is okay to have connections from other industries, but it is very important to have better connections in your industry. So this will allow you to have better connection by better reach. So how to keep your profile active? So this is very simple. You can just keep writing articles now and then. You post very consistently. If you don't have anything to write or put your own content, you can just share whatever you think will be valuable to your network. So let's say a person has put a very good information or article about some topic which you think will be valuable to your network. You can just quickly share it. And it is very important to engage with posts from your professional connections. So you see a post and you have something to tell about it, so you can definitely either insert it in the comment section, or you can reach out to them through personal messaging. And it is suggested to join professional groups on LinkedIn. Okay, so these professional groups are a very important part where you can focus on a particular set of people. Let's say you are a site engineer and you want to connect with people, or you want knowledge from people who are experienced in site engineering field or who are already working in the field. So you search the group of site engineers, and then you can join that group. So people with same interests and common things, they tend to bond really quick. So you can join these professional groups and you can share and you can gain a lot of knowledge from the same. So this is one of the example from my profile where I had written an article, and this person had contacted me, and he had given one or two inputs in my message, and I spoke to him. I called him up and we had a very healthy conversation for about 45 minutes. I did not know this person before, and still the LinkedIn, because of LinkedIn, it allowed me to reach out to this person and have a really good discussion about our industry, the trends, what it requires, and what are the gaps that are there currently in the industry. So this is the magic of LinkedIn. It allows you to have connections and reach out to people whom you might not know personally, but you might know professionally. Okay, so LinkedIn also boosts your profile if it sees a lot of activity. So if you keep posting regularly your articles and posts, it will show your profile to more and more people, more and more connections. So it will increase your profile views, and eventually you will gain the attention of your potential employers. So these are some key features of LinkedIn that are usually overlooked by people who are using it. So one of them is advanced search options. So in this advanced search option, you can target people by their location or by the company in which they are working. Let's say you want to get connected to a person who is working in JLL and he stays in Bangalore. Okay, so you can go to the advanced search option. You can type JLL Bangalore, and it will show you the list of all the people who are working in JLL and reside in Bangalore. Okay, and it will also show you the posts of your connections of connections. Okay, so let's say you're not connected to a particular person, but then you have a mutual connection, so you will be able to see the posts and activities of that person because of this feature, connections of connections. Okay, another key feature of LinkedIn is hashtags for personal branding. So I came across this very brilliant person. His name was Mr. Vishal Prakash. So whenever he wrote a post or an article, he used to add a hashtag named VPM Speaks. So what this does is that it leaves an impression on your mind. So the next time, let's say you want to get back to the article again the next day to see some statistic, you don't have to go and search his profile and search his posts and articles. So you can just go to the search bar and type VPM Speaks, and you will get all the related articles and posts, and you can quickly gather. So this is a really good way for personal branding. It will also increase the respect that people have on you. So the last feature, the very key feature of LinkedIn is similar characteristics. So it will let you connect, or it will show you suggestions of people who have a common thing in your profile. So let's say two people who studied in the same school or who have worked in the same company. So it shows that common characteristic, as it is shown here. Okay, so this is one of the LinkedIn also has this in the notification panel. You will get all the latest trends or the information or articles that you might be interested in. You can see this daily updates, that is the current affairs, right? Swiggy is cutting jobs and startups face cash crunch. We know that these days nobody or very few people have time to read newspapers, so we have to rely on social media for the latest trends and updates and current affairs. And this is where LinkedIn is really, really helpful for people, professionals who are very influential and who have earned a great deal of name and fame in the industry. First is Dr. Shashidhar Sharma. He is the associate director at Cushman and Wakefield, one of the top consultancy companies in India. And second one is Mr. Ramesh Nair, the CEO and country head at JLL India. The third one is Miss Fancy George. She is an entrepreneur and she is the senior director at KGD Architecture. So she built this company from scratch. So you have to follow this person. She is very influential. She keeps updating about like literally every day about many things, the latest trends, updates, etc. And the fourth one is Mr. Sesha Sai. He is a senior director at Savills India. You should definitely reach out to what is happening in or what the currently the country requires or the industry requires.
Will you open
So,
that this particular page? You go to web and open it.
which one, sir?
Instead of a presentation, you open in the web page.
Their profile.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, any
Okay,
separate
okay,
profile.
okay, sir. Just a second. So you can go to her activity, go to her posts and articles. So you will see all the interesting and very great piece of content that they share on their feed.
See,
So these are some
moreover,
of the
here,
things.
if you are in LinkedIn, you can see what is happening in the industry and where the openings are coming from. And if you comment the people what you are connected, they will notice you, and you can be easily access the people. If you go to the office, for example, some office, if you are going, the security will not allow you to meet them without an appointment. So getting them appointed is very difficult for student level people. So in LinkedIn, definitely on their own time they will try to get connected. If they have time, they will give their time to you. And lot many people, they see the profile of the candidates also. Means if example Chetan's profile is there, who has endorsed his if you see in the job market, lot of CVs are fake CVs. How the employers will identify the best CV from them? Somebody has to endorse them, somebody has to give. Otherwise, within the time, given time, it is very difficult for them to this give their this thing. So so it is suggested to have everyone a profile and be active in yes, yeah, of course, Instagram you can be active in the social this thing. In the professional world, you can get into LinkedIn and see what is happening, who is learning what, and what is happening in the industry, what's your peer are doing, which company they are working, everything will be available. So get connected with the LinkedIn. And Chetan, thanks for your presentation again. And who are having their